Hi, hello. This is Cosmic Lovers Tarot, and I have I'm gonna do a reading today. Felt called to do so. This reading is for a Virgo. So if you're Virgo, I would tune into this and just see if it resonates with you. If not, no worries. I'll be trying to post readings more regularly on this platform. So anyway, so one of the spreads that I just recently premiered over on Etsy is this one, specifically for blocking negative thoughts. It's a three-parter spread, so the first card is going to talk about how you can better focus on the now. The second card is how can you better affirm the positive in your life. And the third card will reference how can you better speak your truth. As we all know, negative thoughts can kind of create this self-perpetuating cycle. They kind of, can start their own feedback loop. So my hope with this spread is that it'll help kind of block that cycle from repeating itself. So, like I said, this is for a Virgo out there, and more than likely a Virgo that is dealing with some type of negative thought pattern. But just to kind of get a sense of whether or not this reading is for you, I'm going to pull a couple cards before we actually start the reading. And these cards are going to help. It's kind of like an energetic test. So it's going to help us figure out if this reading is actually for you. So I'm going to pull a card. This first card is going to represent you and your current energy in this moment. I'm using the classic Rider-Waite tarot deck, by the way. So this first card I'm going to pull represents you in your current moment, in your current energetic state. All right, Temperance in reverse. And then this next card I'm going to pull represents the current obstacle that you're facing in your life right now, which might be the source of these negative thoughts, might not be. But either way, we're going to get a good idea of the energetic situation going on for you right now. Okay, hold on. All right. Ooh, King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so just right out the gate, what I'm getting here is that this has something to do with your job, I believe, probably a boss. So what I'm getting here is that this Temperance in reverse indicates that you have been at a job for a long time. You've put in your dues, basically, with this situation, and you've worked really hard to get to where you are, but now you are considering a shift in career, or not a shift in career, but a shift away from your current job situation, because your boss is micromanaging you or something along those lines. Maybe not micromanaging, but definitely there's issues with some type of authority in your life that is blocking your ability to really work to your full potential in your job. So if that sounds like the situation that you're going through, it might be that this authority figure has been engaging in a lot of almost senseless criticism of you. You're getting more negative feedback at work than positive feedback, and it's starting to drain you, and you might be starting to internalize some of that negative self-talk, right? And so if that sounds like you and it sounds like what you're going through, then we're just going to dive a little bit deeper here and try to see how we can get you out of this rut, and and hopefully bring in some more positive self-talk to get you out of this messy situation. So this first card that I'm going to pull is going to help us determine, or help us figure out how you can better focus on the now. So how can this Virgo better focus on the now and ground into their present? Okay. Ooh, okay, I got Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It just but it did fly out of the deck. So I don't know if it was meant to be upright or reversed. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it reversed, and then we'll read a little bit further and see. But okay, so Queen of Pentacles. Oh, like right out the gate, that is a kind of a classic treat yourself card. So it's like so mindfulness is, you know, typically associated with like especially in like today's culture, it's like being mindful, meaning sit in silent stoic meditation. But I think that this card is appearing to remind you that mindfulness, focusing on the present moment, can be accomplished by also appreciating what you have and indulging in self-care. So like, don't be afraid to spend money on something nice for yourself. Or I get the impression that you actually have some items or like possessions or okay, so what I'm kind of getting is that you have things that you have invested in. Say for instance, like, okay, the example that's coming to my mind, which may not be relevant to you but relevant to me, is like I have this badass art kit that like was a gift for me for Christmas last year, and it is now September and I haven't even cracked it open. But like, knowing that I have it is really awesome, but I don't know, sometimes it brings me guilt. Like I'm like, I should be working with that art kit. If you have something like that in your life that is like a thing that you invested a lot of money in, like it could be, I'm seeing that it could be like a really expensive piece of workout equipment, or it could be a membership to something that you've paid a lot of money for. Maybe you have a monthly gym membership that has like a badass sauna or something attached to it and you never use it, you know? This card showing up for how can you better focus on the now, it indicates to me that there are luxuries in your life that you are not utilizing, and you should. If you have a badass condo or like vacation home and you never ever ever go there, even though you're still paying for it, like use it. You know, if you have like air miles saved up because you have taken a bunch of trips and you have all this like free stuff, then then use that. You know, so don't be afraid to indulge and remember that, like, yeah, like I said, mindfulness and focusing on the present moment doesn't have to be a chore. It can be something as simple as like I said, like focusing on a pleasurable moment or allowing yourself to indulge in something and really soaking it in, like having an expensive dessert and like savoring every bite of it, right? That is also mindfulness. Whatever, it doesn't matter what it is that's bringing you into the moment, as long as you are focusing on it completely, checking in with your, your senses, your sight, sound, smell. What are you tasting? What are you feeling? What are you listening to? What do you hear? You know, that is all helping you with mindfulness. So, and if you have a meditation practice, I'm also hearing that shaking it up might be beneficial. You know, in my own meditation practice, I've shifted gears quite a bit. I've gone from, more silent, single-pointed focus meditation that was rather dry and I mean, it was challenging and it helped. But switching it up and maybe trying a different style. If you typically do. If you typically just watch your breath, maybe check out some guided meditations. I've been doing something now in my own practice where I listen to a guided meditation for 5-10 minutes, get the gist of it, and then try it on my own for the full half hour. So that could be something to do. If you don't have a meditation practice, I recommend getting one. Anyways, it's just a good thing to have in general. But more importantly, right now, to get out of this, negative situation would be to indulge in something that brings you joy, brings you pleasure. All right, so moving on, and then how can you better affirm the positive in your life? So we're looking for just kind of some guidance on how this Virgo can better affirm the positive in their life, how they can better affirm the positive. Better affirm the positive. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. So you got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I I am definitely feeling like very strongly for you guys that there is, I don't want to say wasted potential, but there's definitely some wasted resources in your life. You know, I think it's so interesting. I just have to kind of show you this. So I've been working through this goddess deck that I've been working on, basically studying the goddess oracle cards. And I don't know if you can see this, but the goddess that I'm working with right now, Tyche, I've been learning about her. She's the Greek goddess of fortune and luck, right? But look how cool this is. So she's spilling like coins out like this, and your 9 of Pentacles in reverse is literally like catching these coins. Like it's just bizarre. I'm like, I could not have made that shit up. It's awesome. So anyways, what I feel really strongly about that is that there are, like, I get this feeling like the universe is like raining like abundance towards you, and I actually can't really get a good read on whether or not you are like accepting that, or if I actually kind of feel like you have a little bit of guilt like associated with accepting that. Like maybe this situation over here at work, now what I'm kind of getting is that perhaps that is one of the reasons why you don't really want to leave your job, because you are making a lot of money at this job. I mean, I can tell that you've been at this job for long enough that you are definitely like you've put in the work and you're getting your dues, right? And so I think that is manifesting itself in your life. So how you can better affirm the positive on this particular situation, I would say, is just accept that you're worth that. You know, if this new boss or whatever this whole situation is, it seems to me like it's a transfer of power situation where it was like someone, like maybe you have a new boss, or your company like merged with another company and now there's like a whole different operating system or whatever, in terms of like hierarchy of like chain of command. But and maybe that's causing you to like question your worth, or question whether you want to stay under this like new regime, because they're breathing down your neck and you're like, dude, I've been at this job for forever, like I know what I'm doing, I got this, but definitely what's yours is yours. You've got it, you own it, and if you have any lingering like doubt or guilt about that situation, don't even worry about it. You got this. So now we're going to get to how you can better speak your truth. And I understand this might be like a conflict thing for you with this. I still get the sense that it's a boss, but remember that I'm working with energies here. Oh my goodness. All right, we got even more pentacles. So how you can better speak your truth is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is so interesting. I promised I shuffled this deck. So we have abundance, right? Lots of abundance here. Lots of abundance. Like, it's incredible, because it's like, okay, you've got all this good fortune like heading your way, but for whatever reason, it seems to me like it's blocked. And I don't know if that's because you are just like kind of having difficulty accepting that, or I actually feel like the source of your conflict might be if you don't think that your talents would be like better suited to a different situation, right? So I'm gonna like dive a little bit deeper into this, and I'm gonna try to figure out what is blocking this abundance. If there is like a block here, like is it a problem where they're not accepting this, or is it like they would make more money somewhere else, or are they not wanting to leave this job because of like fear of losing money? Feeling like that's it, but here, let's see. All right, what is causing this blockage? Oh, fear of change. Yep, definitely. Okay, definitely. That's kind of what I was getting. Okay, yes. Okay, perfect. That's pretty much all I needed to know. Okay, so death card, change. I feel that you're making a lot of money at your current job, possibly more money than you've ever made in your entire life. And you're like, holy shit, I don't want to leave this situation because it's amazing. But the sacrifice is that you are stunted in your growth because you're being blocked by someone who's coming at you with some negative energy. I mean, just, it's not fun. You know, I get the sense that like work used to be a place that you enjoyed coming to, and now you don't like coming to work. And unfortunately, you know, work is where we spend the vast majority of our time. Or a good portion of our time, right? So definitely, okay, so I'm getting the sense, okay, with this, so how can you better speak your truth? You have to know what it is. If you want to stay at your current job, I would suggest setting up some clear boundaries. Maybe, like I said, indulging in a meditation ritual or some type of ritual to like ground yourself back in yourself every day is going to be really important, because when we're dealing with like a hostile work environment or a negative work environment or something like that, it's super, super important to like ground within yourself before you get there. So you have something to fill your cup up with, you know, basically from the inside out, just to make sure that like you are solidified, you know who you are, you have things that that you're enjoying outside of work, because as we all know, money is great and money is, leads to freedom. But if you're unfulfilled, then that money is just like kind of, I mean, it almost seems to me like you're making a lot of money, but like you're not enjoying it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have time to really spend it because you're just like working this job and not wanting to go, and you're not, not taking your vacation time, like, stuff like that. So I can do real quick before we go, as I'm trying to keep this short. I'm just going to pull a couple cards, and we're going to look at, so death indicating change. I'm going to do a card for what will happen if you leave this job and what will happen if you stay. So let's see. If the Virgo leaves this job, or actually we'll do stay. If the Virgo stays in this job, what are we looking at for like a likely outcome? What are we looking at? Okay, so you got the Nine of Cups in reverse. So again, it very, very, very similar energy here. It's like your potential is being hoarded, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's something to be said for sitting and waiting and stashing your money, which, pentacles represent money, but cups represent emotion. And so I think that if you stay in this job, you are not going to be living up to your potential in terms of finding a career that satisfies you and fills you up, both financially, emotionally, spiritually, if that's something that's important to you, where you have good relationships, where you feel, fulfilled. And then what is the likely outcome if they leave this job? If they leave this job and like take a leap of faith, what is the likely outcome there? Hanged Man. Well, I'm going to tell it to you straight. If you leave this job and take a leap of faith, there is a possibility that you will be unemployed for a while. There is a possibility that you will be uncertain if you made the right decision. So it would be a true leap of faith to change this job. But, in the meantime, I would say that most importantly is indulgent self-care. Indulgent self-care. I cannot overstate that. Take care of yourself. Find something that makes you happy. Spend that money, spend it on something that fills you up, whether, even if it is like a pricey membership to something that you've been putting off, or taking a class, that makes you excited, or going back to school, like whatever it is that, you have the money for it. So go for it. And, yeah, I mean, I hope your situation gets better. It seems like it's not, too god awful right now or anything like that. It's just, maybe uncomfortable. So, but you definitely are good at what you do, and that shows. So I'm sure that you will make the right decision, whatever it is. And yeah, and so again, this is Cosmic Lovers Tarot. I am kind of just now getting started, so I will be posting things on social media. I'll be around. In the meantime, just stay tuned here. I will be posting more stuff, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Thanks.